have the honor today of being here with these two incredibly talented people, Lee Daniels, Andra. How are y'all feeling?
Feel good, blessed.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the appropriate word for this whole thing.
Yeah, yes, for sure.
Blessed, because obviously we're talking the Deliverance today, and first and foremost, this movie, I had to call the praying aunties after because I don't know what I was expecting, but I don't know, it wasn't that. It wasn't this movie, but Lee, I want to talk to you about how you even came across, because this is inspired by a true story that, off of this person, Latoya Amons, and her experience with demonic possession and things like that. How did her story even come across your lab?
I want to throw the question back to you with a quick one. You said you didn't know what to expect. I like that. I like when audience members, they don't know what to expect with Precious. They don't know what to expect with any of my work. So I love that. That's the most exciting part about, for me, with Black cinema. I'm not going to throw at you something to expect.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what to expect. For me, what is horror? I don't know what it's like a faith-based thriller for me, because it's not jump scare. It's not, I don't want to jump scare you. The jump scare is she gonna knock these Negroes up against their heads. That's just, what I mean. So, but it came to me after I did Precious, and I wanted to do it because we hadn't seen a film like this before in black in the black medium. And then I didn't do it because I thought it was a horror movie, and I know that good spirits and bad spirits, the way I work, jump on me. And so I said, no, I'm not going to do it. My mom told me not to do it. And then many years later, of recent, I just feel like we're in dark times, and I feel like it's not about the horror. It's really about finding your higher power. For me, it's Jesus. For others, it could be Buddha or Allah, or yourself, or whoever that higher power is for you. But it's about finding your spirituality, and I think that it's time now to find your spirituality, and I'm trying to scare you to that.
Yeah, no, I love that. And Andra, in the movie, your character Ebony plays this mom who goes through this demonic possession with her children. But Ebony did not play. Ebony
was fighting her own demons.
A G.
Ebony was fighting her own demons. She was definitely a G.
What did you think when Lee approached you about this and was like, hey, let's make some magic again?
To be quite honest with you, when he first mentioned it to me, I was in the mindset of another G, Billie Holiday. So I was like, yeah, okay, nigga, let's do it. Who knows what we went through that day, but I was like, yeah, for sure, let's do it, whatever. She sound great, you know what I mean? Like,
incredible though, by the way.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
The magic you made in them, I know we're talking the Deliverance, but that was
thank you.
Absolutely
you so
incredible.
And we didn't get a chance because of COVID to really be out and do any press for it. So this is the first time.
Press run, you know what I'm saying? This is
exciting.
Yeah, it's fun. It is more.
We talk a little bit about Billie as we talk about the Deliverance.
Yeah. But her character, I think first of all, the reason I wanted to do it, first of all, was because of him. Once we were just so in lockstep, I think, during Billie and after Billie, and he's someone who I really believe God brought into my life, so I trust him, completely. And so, when he brought it to me, my only trepidation was the subject matter, which was do I, as a believer, as a Christian person, I'm like, okay, how do I? But when I prayed about it, the one thing that I understood from that was that, this is not a story, as he said, about just scaring you. You know what I'm saying? This is a story about fighting demons and overcoming them. You know what I mean? The physical ones that are possessing her kids and her internal demons. Ebony is a product, sadly, of quite a bit of abuse. Her mother was abused, and so then her mother abused her. She's also fighting the system. She's also a victim of the abuse of the nation she lives in, which never, for beyond believing her, never listens to her and never makes space for her, and so never protects or fights for her. So, the odds are stacked against her. She's a single mother, but she is fighting I'll say heaven, you know what I mean, for a better future for her kids, and so I really loved her character, and I just know with Lee, when it comes to us, when it comes to Black women, he's going to do something special, he's going to do something controversial, he's going to do something that causes you to think, he's going to do something with the character that gives her layers, and so I prayed about it, and working with him is just always. Basically, I really only want to work with him. So.
That's what it boils down to.
I was like, don't do this action movie and not call me. You're going to really hurt my feelings.
You can do it all.
So stupid.
Or I'll figure it out. Right?
What was that like? Because, you know, obviously you're both believers. What was that like being on set for you in, you know, taking on this movie? Because I'm sure it was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We had someone that is an actual deliverer praying with us every day before we prayed every scene, but we had someone praying for us every day. Netflix was like, HR is calling, you can't have somebody praying down there. I said, well, guess what? You ain't got no movie, you ain't got no director, you better figure it out. I think it's really important that it was really important that we prayed. And I think that a lot of church people may find it controversial because we have a lot of cursing in the film. And for me, then you're caught up into the politics of the church as opposed to being spiritual and following Jesus. Because Jesus walked with prostitutes, drunks, the derelicts. He was a G that went to God. And I think that either you're going to walk the walk or you're going to talk the talk. So I think that this movie is about black people in that space, you know. She reminds me a lot of my mom in this. You know, my mom was a single woman who raised 5 kids solo. My dad was killed when I was 13. She reminds me of my mom in this movie. There's a scene where she goes and she beats up the boy, right? And I swear to God, you know, the outfit even is something that my mother would wear. The strut is something even my mother would do. I don't think she understands how tapped into Philly she was. It was. I get emotional talking about the scene because it was the personification of my mom. It looked like my mom. It felt like my mom, and she didn't even know it. Like she didn't even know it. And my mom at her most beautiful, when she was stunning, going off to war, taking up for me when I was being bullied. So it was I get chills thinking about the scene. That's my favorite scene.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just the walk.
Wow.
Just the walk.
Oh, Ebony is not playing about her kids. Mama bears do not play about their kids. I know my mom doesn't, so I saw my mom in that scene too.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. They're coming to protect, for sure.
Exactly.
And then she comes back and beats his ass.
He had it coming, man. He really had it coming.
And that's a mama response.
Right, exactly, right.
You had it coming.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, I liked how you also both touched on this movie being more than just like what people would categorize as horror and just this simply about demonic possession. It's really, for me, I got the bigger message about faith and how, you know, people could want it for you, but in the end, you have to find it for yourself. You have to have that faith. And
She got it. Yeah.
She got it. Right.
Because, I mean, obviously you see that through this story, and literally, even when things look like there's no possible option, that's going to be the thing that carries you through.
Yes.
Obviously, you both have mentioned being believers. How important is your faith in your everyday life and your walk?
You want to go first?
I mean, you know, Andra through Billy, it was the beginning of a deeper conversation with God because she was so spiritual. And in it, I knew that there was nobody that could play this role but her, because she turned me on to Jesus in a way that I had not been turned on to. When we did Billy, I get emotional talking about it now, but when we did Billy. And so there was nobody else that could play the role, you know, but her. And when we did a scene when she's up against the demon, the devil, the final moment in the film, and she's speaking in tongue, and the little girl that was the AD, she starts speaking in tongue because it wasn't in script, you know what I mean? And so she's speaking in tongue, and it wasn't on the page, and the girl was like, "Sir, should we cut?" I go, let her wear herself out. You know what I mean? And then when she was like, I said, all right, cut. So that's real. That's real. That's God working, and it's the reason why she was cast and the reason why I did the film.
That's powerful.
I know.
And I would have never guessed that was just all you. That was completely off script when you went into speaking in tongues.
Yeah, praying, but and we had talked about it, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, Lee's always clear, but he knows what he wants, you know what I'm saying? And so I was like, okay, cool. And again, like you said, we had extensive conversations just about the spirit and just sharing things. We would share like little scriptures and like devotions and stuff like that, and then praying before scenes. But I knew from doing devotion leading up to it and praying about it, it was like that needed, I was like, okay, cool. Can I just like pray in this? Like, can I just pray in the spirit, like actually do it? And I was excited, like, this man is giving, as a believer, that means the world to me. Like, you're giving me an opportunity to actually like show that relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like on camera, that's amazing. You don't see that all the time.
I was just gonna say,
you never see it. You never see it.
You never see it. Like, so that was really, and I love that it wasn't just that he was doing it for me. No, he's doing it for himself. He's doing it for his audience. He's doing it for this cast. He's doing it because of the subject matter. So like, it was a blessing. It was amazing. And as far as like how important that is, I mean, it's foundational. Like, I think that's what allows you to do things with intention and to have hope. You know what I mean? Because like, and to be clear about like doing things for a reason. You know what I mean?
I like to show our culture in a way that we haven't seen. But how can I show it from a fresh perspective? And that was one of the reasons that I cast Glenn Close as her mother and not the black woman. Because here's the thing, black people know her. We all know that white woman that has a black child and that has black grandkids and that's embraced by the community, that white woman. And we never see her. And I wanted to celebrate that woman. And what is it like to be a biracial woman being raised by a white woman? Like, what does that mean, being black with your white mother? Like, I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah.
And we haven't really seen that before, really. And what that friction is about. Yeah. What is that about, really? So, and while we are looking at that friction, the real friction is coming at you.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
From all angles.
Yes.
You're getting it everywhere.
Right.
I mean, Glenn Close, amazing. Your back and forth, obviously the subject matter was serious and heavy, but the back and forth you had with Monique.
Yes.
And even Glenn Close with Monique.
Right.
Me dying.
It was the best,
laughing.
yes.
How was that working alongside her? And then, of course, Lee, your friend Monique. How was it for both of you?
It was, first of all, okay, first, credit due to the queen, the icon Monique. Like, it was inspirational first. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, watching her work, she's not just the greatest comedian. She's truly one of the greatest actresses that we've ever had. So that's just to lay that down. But on top of that, like, you're just reminded in the scene, like, she is truly a comedian to her core. Ain't no stopping her. She could keep going, keep dropping forever.
Beyond.
It's so funny. Like, so there are moments that I'm like, girl, you have a job to do today. Like, but I just, like, it was so hard not to bust up laughing at everything she would say. I'm like, okay, Ebony is serious. She's supposed to be dropped in. But some of them one-liners, I was like, this is just the coldest stuff you ever heard. And like you said, he had to leave some of this on the cutting room floor, obviously, to put the movie together. But it was just genius. It was brilliant working with her. But she's also, like, again, you get into those serious themes as well, too. And it's just, she's incredible. The other thing, though, I'm inspired by, her ability to go in and out is, like, crazy. You know what I mean? She said something to me on set. She said, remember to throw it away. You know what I mean? Because your mind knows what you're doing, but your body doesn't know the difference. You know what I mean? So it was really amazing working with her. It was like having, like, a friend, mother, like, coach, but, like, a bestie. Like, it was just really amazing working with her. Yeah, truly.
And what I love too is that I wanted to show Glenn unafraid, this white woman that is unafraid of Monique. You know what I mean? And she looks at like, and what? And who?
Of anybody.
And what? And what? I got a bat in my hand. And what? Get out. You know what I mean?
Like, a bat, really?
But she left though.
No, because Glenn gives you that. Glenn gives you that because it's like, but let me leave because I actually don't know what she's capable of. You know what I mean? She embodied it.
And then we have the brilliant Ingenue Ellis, who I'm surrounded by these incredible actors that it just, it was joyous.
Yeah, amazing.
Since we're talking Deliverance, I'm sure in this field you have to deal with so much. So what's something for each of you that you feel like was a bad habit that you've been delivered from, or that you had to overcome that was a hurdle for you?
Nah, I ain't gonna say. Just,
it was this. Nope.
I can say a light one. At one point I was a drug addict, for so long, but that was I used to be really shameful of myself for that. I used to really be hard on myself about that. But I realized it was the trauma that I experienced as a kid, and that sort of led to that, and watching all my friends die of HIV in the 80s, you know what I mean? That and not understanding how I had survivor's remorse, how I didn't get it. Do you know what I mean? And that led me to a dark path of addiction, not thinking that I was worthy, you know? So, I mean,
You said a light.
Light. When you said light, I was like,
that's the light, and that's the light one. But I'm a director, you know. I'm a creator, so I mean, I think that you know, expect that, you know.
Yeah.
a bad habit that
No, don't. Just cigarettes. Cigarettes. I got her on cigarettes, okay?
I did kick
This
it.
is a woman that was not a drinker, not a smoker. Because of Billy, I turned her out. She was smoking. She said, "No, you gotta really smoke. You gotta smoke because you know smoke." And then in Deliverance, I said, "What you got there? Some cigarettes again? All right, you gonna pick it up again?" I went, "I done turned this little girl out."
I did much better in the Deliverance. You know, I had a system. I had them counting how many that I had a day because I didn't want to go over a certain amount.
But here's the thing. You know what it's like to watch someone that has never smoked smoke? A singer.
A singer.
I know. It was like,
You know what it is?
ooh.
I
I felt so shady.
No,
It's really mean.
I didn't. It's not. No, it's
Her
not.
commitment. I'm taking it. It was mean. It was taking advantage of her.
But you know what the thing is?
But I got my performance.
Right. I can't. I'm telling you, like, look it. So what I would tell you is, though I don't recommend it for people going forward, if I had to do Billy again, I would do Billy the same. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it deserves that. And I'm a singer, but it's like God gonna do what God gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so yeah. So I think that yes, I was definitely able to have it.
Wait, Tasha was like, somebody said,
Tasha, I remember the first
somebody
day
said,
we were doing it. Tasha was
you
like,
done
no.
turned her out.
Tasha told me the first
You
day.
done turned this poor girl out. Dude, she's a Christian.
The first is I know a lot of Christians who smoke. Show up on church Sunday.
Do more.
Right. I was like, do more. So yeah. But I think, you know what's funny, Tasha, I remember the first time I did it too. It was actually in one of our coaching sessions too. I was like, I need to try it. She was like, girl, what? And so I didn't drink at the time. I didn't smoke. So I had like a couple cigarettes, you know what I'm saying? And I had drunk, I can't even remember what she had. By the end of that coaching session, I had vomited like 3 or 4 times that day. I was like, but you know what's interesting? Here's the thing.
You would not have been able to do it, I don't think.
No.
I don't think you really understood it. And that's the commitment.
Agreed, yes.
That's an artist. That's the
And
difference of working with an actor and an artist.
Yes.
You can I work with actors all day long, but then the group of people that I work with are artists.
Because it's either like when you see a singer or somebody who hasn't smoked before smoking, you're like, wow, that's crazy. Or you're like, oh, wow, they should have just not smoked. You know what I'm saying? In the scene.
Yeah.
And so you can't, Ebony, she smokes. You know what I'm saying?
Ebony
like,
definitely smokes.
Yeah.
Ebony
Like,
smokes.
so I was like, and I just felt like, there's no, I don't need just the action of the smoking. I need the unction.
Yes.
Like what makes me pick one and light up while we're talking and you don't even notice. You know
And these are conversations you have with artists. I mean, like, I'm an artist, and I don't want to work with anybody but artists.
He will not tolerate anything but like authenticity, truly. And I say that.
tell them they suck.
Yep.
I can see
Yes,
that.
Bad.
for sure.
I
You're
can 100%
awful.
see that.
You're vicious. Why are you ruining my movie? I've told everybody that. From Jane Fonda to Oprah, all of them.
Why are you ruining my movie?
Yeah,
that
that's
must have been internal.
No, I say it out loud. Why are you ruining this? And I realize.
Oh wait, you do.
Caleb
He
said
does.
it. Caleb
He
said
does,
it.
but in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Like, because here's the thing. It's never, why are you ruining my movie, or like, you're terrible, okay, go away. It's like, great. Like, Lee will get in the trenches. He will direct every gesture of your face, of your head to
How
get
sad
what
is
it is.
that?
No, it's not.
No.
No,
That's just
because
so
you,
sad.
because to say first, you trust your actors when they get there. Boom, 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 boom. And if you're like, that's not quite exactly what I need, then you have to get in there and you have to do it. And I feel like that's the gift that you have that not everybody does have. You know what I'm saying? So no, there was a scene on set and I was struggling to get, what scene was it? It's like when I'm in the kids' room or something. So when I'm in the kids' room looking out the window. And we had very little time to get it. You know what I'm saying? And he directed me facial expressions, everything face down.
Oh, I did.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, and I remember my creative director came to me. She was like, he directed the shit out of that scene. You know what I'm saying? Like everything, to the lighting, to the ADs, to what everybody was doing.
I'm worried about each hair that's on her head, each bead of sweat that's on her face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it all shows up on the big
Yeah.
screen for sure. It all shows up.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this movie, I'm excited for audience to see it because you can tell that it's much bigger than just what it may seem on the surface.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. And while we're talking the Deliverance, I know this is was in select theaters now, coming to Netflix on the 30th. Is there anything else we need to be on the lookout from the two of you? Because you are two very busy people who work a lot.
Well,
So
she's got an
what's
album
next?
out right now.
I do have
my
an
favorite
album
song.
out. Yes,
to us
yes,
about
yes.
that.
I do
Favorite
have an
song.
album out. Yes, Cassandra is out everywhere on all streaming platforms now. Please go check it out. Least favorite song on that is probably, I'm not going to make you sing it.
Sing beginning.
The beginning?
The beginning.
See, I have a couple lovers. They tell me that you oversell your troubles, but you always did.
I can't sing for shit.
He's trolling me
but
right now.
it's,
You kept in there. I felt
You
it.
should.
Well, no,
did.
only because she's right in my ear. Normally I butcher this, but I'm in the shower singing it all the time.
But yeah, so we're doing that, and I'm focused on Deliverance too. You know what I'm saying? So yes.
And then we're trying to figure out what to do next.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, she'll be in it.
Well, I will say maybe she could be in this Star that's coming.
Oh yeah, we're doing that too. I don't know whether she can be a star. That stars.
Lee,
They
the
got them
people
psycho
are-
fan. I
Nah,
know, girl.
I am the
I
psycho
know.
fan.
Are you?
I'm upset.
She said I was on your Instagram talking about.
Right.
It's been on the
But
writing room
can I tell you
floor
something?
for years.
One of my publicists, somebody from Netflix, even Sade said, like these people, they don't really care. They're rude. They're like, they're coming up
At
with
all.
like they know you, and it's true. Like I said, you don't talk to Spike Lee like that. Show me some freaking
Okay, in
respect.
their defense, I will say Spike Lee didn't leave us hanging like that. Because the
like, we
way
gonna
Star
start.
ended.
Right. Yeah.
But I know the people were waiting.
We're gonna give him something that's really incredible. A matter of fact, we have Jordan E. Cooper who did Miss Pat. Is going to be
Hilarious.
who's writing it right now. So I'm really excited.
What's
about
his
it.
number? We're going to call him up. We can get a time frame.
She is one.
Jordan, you heard
I'm
that.
looking for her comment.
You better get off of. See, she's doing
time
Sister Act 3. As soon as he finished Sister Act 3, he's sort of working on it now.
Oh, so that's 2030 probably.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Thank y'all so much, though. I appreciate this. The Deliverance, of course, in select theaters now, August 30th on Netflix. Support these two amazingly talented people. Thank y'all so much for coming in.
Thank you for having us. Really appreciate it.
Do we have to leave this room? It's so
No.
many